What will St. Charles Parish look like in 20 years? For you, today, the future is now. With input from the community, a committee of your fellow citizens have been formulating a plan for the next 2 decades of change in St. Charles Parish.
My name is Corey Savoy. I'm from Luling. I am a supervisor with Cox Communications, and I'm involved with the project based on a recommendation from my councilman, Dennis Nuss.
My name's Daniel Arnold. I'm a student at Harmville High School.
I'm John Campo. I'm a local architect, and I've always had a vast interest here in this parish and in its direction.
My name is Josh Johnson. I'm a resident of Norco. I work for Entergy. I do project management for our fossil power plants in the New Orleans area. I also am a member of the Norco Civic Association.
My name is Percy Wilson, and I live in Hama, and I'm retired, but I've been involved in a few things around the parish.
The committee is a vast cross-section of other people interested in this parish as well, from bankers to developers to just civic-minded citizens that have brought their unique communities aspect to the committee and allowed us to sit around and discuss the entire parish as a whole. I've learned quite a bit from those individuals from the different communities, and it's been very enjoyable.
The process began over a year ago as the committee met on a regular basis to review the information and advance the plan through the various stages.
We meet on a monthly basis, and right now I think we're putting the final touches on the plan.
Very, very diverse group of individuals that belong on that are on this committee giving feedback.
And we've gotten to know each other better, and we, as I said, represent parts of the parish that we don't go to normally, and an amalgamation of all those ideas together comes out of some of those conversations that we have.
Some interesting point of views, and not everybody always agrees, but it's made for some interesting conversations, and some of them, I guess, have been, a little energetic and fun at the same time.
After months of public forums, roundtable discussions, and plenty of research, these committee members are now here to explain the 2030 plan.
The comprehensive plan is a study that's done every so often. For us, it's been almost 20 years since the last one was done. And it's going to give us an idea of how the parish needs to progress over the next 20 to 30 years.
It's especially important for my generation because it is our future, and this is what our parish is going to be like in 20 years.
Comprehensive plan is intended to bring ideas from a cross-section of all citizens together so that we could come together as a group and decide what direction this parish should be heading. And I think that was a strong point to make sure that each citizen, no matter what their backgrounds, had that input in. And we very much saw that.
And we're thinking and targeting like 20 years from now. And that's a plan of basically what the parish is going to look like, what it's going to be capable of, what the infrastructure is going to be, and what our economic development is going to have to be. And we're trying to put plans and put ideas together that eventually will get to be a guideline for some of our elected officials as they implement plans for the future.
Like some of the things that we're talking about are transportation. We're including parks and recreation. What do we need from a parks and recreation standpoint? Some ideas have been a community center, bike paths, walking trails, more parks, more larger parks and less smaller parks, gymnasiums, some things transportation-wise, different roads, like possibly to connect Highway 90 with River Road. Different things that the parish is going to need in order to sustain its prominence in the area, in the region, over the next 20-30 years.
To facilitate the process, the committee was guided by WRT.
Consultant is Wallace Robertson Todd, WRT, and they were selected through an RFP process, and I was actually on the consultant selection committee as well. And I think they're doing a great job. They're not really putting their opinions or point of views on us. They're just kind of facilitating and leading us, leading us through the process, moderating it for us, giving us, just scooting us along, telling us, how some things have worked on different situations or in different communities, but just overall good facilitators.
The consulting group came in with some highly experienced professionals at doing this, whether it was architects or community planners or just general planners who had tremendous ideas and direction. And what they did was organize all of this and keep everything flowing.
They provide the statistical data that we work off of.
As with any process, there were a few surprises along the way.
One of the main things that I have learned from this whole process that I found quite amazing is that as a parish, we're only projected to gain about 12,000 residents over the next 20 to 30 years, which when you consider the gains that we've had over the past 20 to 30 years, that was kind of amazing.
We found out that not a lot of, not future generations, but past generations have stayed. They've moved on to other parishes, and we need to provide more for the generations and future generations.
I think the biggest surprise that I had was that St. Charles Parish is very much not just East Bank, West Bank, but it is very much individual communities that have great pride, great historic significance, and the citizens are very proud and want to preserve that. And I think that is something that I learned and will play to the positive aspects of this plan to make sure that uniqueness stays just that.
Willingness of the community, particularly the committee. I don't know how many members we have actually on the committee. It varies from meeting to meeting, but you could say 20 to 30 people who want their voices to be heard.
We have a parish here that's we have certain needs, and the coming together to trying to figure out what those needs are and getting a consensus on them is not always that easy. So I can't say it's shocking or surprising, but we've been able to work those things out.
Now it's your turn. Today you'll be asked for your input and what's your vision.
You can never have too much input. If you're trying to sell, you come up with an idea and you're trying to sell this idea of what you want the parish to look like over the next 20, 30 years, you want to get as much buy-in from the community as possible as well.
And it's especially important for my generation because it is our future and this what our parish is going to be like in 20 years.
To the committee and the local government, I know wants everybody to come out and look at the plan that we have so far, critique it, add to it, and be a part of it because it's their plan, it's our plan, it's the residents' plan.
Allow people to see the work that's been done already, and to give input before the final comprehensive plan is released. And at least from the standpoint of somebody who's on the committee, we think it's very, very vital to get as much community turnout as we can. That way, we get a good sense of if we're heading in the right direction of what is actually wanted and needed in the community.
And it's very important. People don't realize it, but it will affect them one way or the other.
Learn more about the 2030 plan and give your input at stcharlesparish-la.gov. And remember, the future is now with the St. Charles Parish 2030 plan.